Reporting live from Paris here on France 24. The big news here in France this Thursday evening is that the country is going back into coronavirus lockdown. President Emmanuel Macron announcing that in front of a large television audience at 8 p.m. Local time. And here to discuss the potential economic implications of it all, our business editor, Kate Moody.
Yeah, Chris, there are going to be huge implications, of course. Emmanuel Macron did reject the idea that we need to choose between protecting lives and livelihoods. He said protecting the economy is a priority, but still not his top priority. Now, to that end, restaurants, cafes, and non-essential businesses will be closed for at least the next month. About a third of France's labor force is expected to be able to work from home. But unlike during the spring lockdown, schools will remain open, and public services, factory activity, and construction projects will continue. That likely means the economic impact won't be quite as brutal as the first time around. Like much of Europe, France is already facing its deepest recession since World War II. GDP dropped nearly 6% in the first 3 months of the year as those first effects of the pandemic and lockdown began to be felt in March. The economy plunged nearly 14% for the next quarter from April to June. We'll be getting the official third quarter data later on this week. It's likely to show a fairly strong bounce back over the summer, but now the fourth quarter of 2020 likely to sink again. President Macron confirmed that the state-sponsored furlough or wage protection scheme will be extended, as will direct aid for small businesses. More support for independent workers and small businesses is to be unveiled over the coming weeks, but analysts have long warned that a wave of bankruptcies could be on the horizon.
Je pense aujourd'hui vraiment d'une façon très intime à tous ces indépendants, à tous ces entrepreneurs, à tous ces commerçants qui s'attendent à une sorte de coup près. C'est quoi? C'est-à-dire qu'ils se disent, mon seul horizon, c'est de déposer le bilan. Et quand vous déposez le bilan et que vous êtes indépendant, vous n'avez plus rien. Il vous reste vos dettes et vous n'avez plus de revenus. Donc, comment fera-t-on demain pour relever notre pays si les entreprises sont moribondes?
Stock markets tumbled as those tighter restrictions loomed. The major European indices finished their session sharply lower before Macron's speech, losing about 2.5% in London, 3 1/3 here in Paris, and over 4 percentage points each in Frankfurt and Milan. Wall Street followed suit. We saw losses of well over 3% at the closing bell across the board there. The Dow Jones sinking over 900 points in its worst single trading day since June. Earlier, I spoke to Jasper Lawler, LCG's head of research in London, about Wednesday's market sell-off.
It really is all about those lockdowns. Obviously, there's other things going on, the US election and the likes, but the fact that as an analyst or as an economist and the way you price assets in the market is all contingent on a certain economic scenario. And I think what most had baked into the cake was that actually we were on a steady recovery, a steady economic recovery that bottomed out. We had the worst of it in March. And since then, we've seen economic data improve. We've seen corporate earnings improve. And the idea was that it was going to be some form of recovery. There were arguments about different shapes, V's, W's, and K's. But the recovery was the main point. Now, all that's being thrown out the window, because if you do introduce a new lockdown, the result is going to be similar to that in March. And so what you look at is a double dip recession in the economy, and obviously markets are forward pricing mechanisms. We're probably going to see a double dip in the stock market if they foresee a double dip recession in the actual economy.
Jasper Lawler speaking earlier there. Well, Boeing is reviewing production levels and could cut an additional 7,000 jobs before the end of next year. It would bring total job losses through buyouts, layoffs, and early retirement to some 30,000, reducing the company's global workforce to 130,000. The American aviation giant reported $466 million in losses from July to September. That's its fourth consecutive quarter in the red. Chief Executive Dave Calhoun told investors he expects airline traffic to remain about a third of pre-pandemic levels throughout the end of 2020 and recover fully in about 3 years' time. He also said he expects full regulatory approval of the revamped 737 MAX plane in time to resume deliveries for the fourth quarter. Boeing shares dropped about...
Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Give honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS to rule and teach well in scriptures and salutations to all my Akim out that are doing this work in truth and faith and in sincerity. What we have today is we have certain things that are going on in the world. One being the lockdowns that are going on. And these lockdowns are going to get worse. They're going to increase and escalate. And more draconian measures will be enforced by the elites of this society to forward their agenda to interact this new world order. Okay, to jumpstart this new world order. Now, with the things that are going on, we all know that the Lord is putting it in the minds of the people. Okay, basically the elite, Amalek, Esau, Edom, is in a trick bag thinking that they're going to accomplish the new world order, and the prelude for this is the coronavirus, which will shut down many companies so that the world can turn over to a universal currency. This is Ecclesiasticus, Salakia, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, the people in the stock market, they're gonna have a lot of issues that are going on in the stock market. Okay, the people that are powerful and mighty, because of this digital currency is going to be introduced, it's not going to go smoothly. So you're going to have those men, which are going to be they're strong men because they're mighty and they're high in power. The grinders are going to cease. The grinders are going all the way down to the people that work every day, all the way down to your 9-to-5ers. Okay? There's not going to be any work out there. Lord willing, real soon. Because there are not a lot of jobs. Everything's converting over to a cashless society. So, during this conversion, there's a lot of business loss. Not only here in America, but there's a lot of business loss all throughout the world. And so the administrator of these calamities is Esau Edom. Esau Edom is taking these calamities out and push them on the people from the round tables that they sit on, and they're being executed so that everybody gets pushed into vaccinations, okay, into determined camps, into this new world order system. Okay, they're being herded like goats, the people. And so while this is happening, while these wicked individuals, okay, it's not just one man, it's a group. While this wicked group of elite bankers are, rejoicing over the fact that their new world order is coming together, the Lord is going to put a monkey wrench in their plans. They're not going to be able to fully accomplish the new world order. And so this is a short lesson. You know, Lord willing, you Akim, you hopefully Leka edified, and giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. And keep fighting, Akim. Stay strong. Until next time, Shalom.